highway patrol vehicles. He said no more, what do you call them, checkpoints. But he said you can roadblocks. Thank you. He said, but you cannot have a vacuum in a society, which is true. You can't remove roadblocks and then not have anything. So he brought in these vehicles. He deployed them to the states. I went to Edo State last weekend and I saw them all over the place. And then he designed also a system whereby these safer guys can work with local merchants and get their lunches and intensify patrols to that. So you see, that's what he means by delight. There is cerebral item in there. There is thinking. There is sense. There is sense. You know. So you know, you have to. You have to look, you say no red blood because it engenders corruption. Yeah. But at the same time, people must meet police, like you say. You don't want to sit down on the road and run away.
We call it motorized patrol.
Motorized patrol. And they are constantly going, and he has marked out where you can go and get your lunch, water, meat pie, and then move on. And these guys have benefits they are also getting from increased policing and patrols to their own location.
Yes. So
the highways are the highways are patrolled and all that. But then let me quickly say this. Even in his own office, somebody was saying something about Isokoko police station. Forget about Isokoko. Go to the IG's office. In his office, there's a crime map on there. When there's spike in armed robbery here in Lagos, the IG is seeing it right there in his office. And do you know what he's doing? We are having a meeting, and he's on the horn talking to the area commander and saying there is a report of armed robbery in progress here. Deal with it, just deal. You know, I mean, that is so beautiful. It's like it's U.S. American policing all over here on Nigeria.
But does it have to be
delightful
on the top?
No, but I'm just saying, at least he has the infrastructure there. He has he's able, crime map is a station where you have local crime data and it's put in the software.
Can that crime map also be installed in the different state commands?
That is something that
so that they don't have to wait for the top.
Thank you.
Can the police commissioners be empowered to move when they need to move?
Whether you like it or not, we stand by the fact that Arazi is a delight.
No, we're not. No, we're not arguing that. What we're saying is, before you answer, because they're almost out of time.
Wait, it's a lot more beyond him. I will keep on referring to Sokoko police station. They have generators there that power all their things. Okay? How they
have a crime map there.
Yeah, I told you now. They did crime mapping there. Okay? That helps them to keep the community secure.
Jurisdiction.
And it's such that if you walk into that place and you walk out, most times DFIDs across the road, they will call you and ask you what your experience in the was like. Okay. Yes. That
camera should go in there and see. Truly.
I can follow you there if you want to. I know the DP one-on-one. I can take you to that place. Now, the same thing needs to be reproduced now.
All over.
It's actually being replicated. Arazi is not the one that will fund that. And don't forget our problem with power and energy. If they bring in computers, bring all the
where Nigerians are vandalizing the gas pipeline.
So they
cannot get gas to the thermal stations to produce power.
Are the personnel enlightened enough to handle those equipment?
Today's policeman, I can tell you,
he's trained.
They are being trained and retrained. The days of illiterate policemen is gone. These people now, just like you and I, they are computer literate. If you want to find out, walk into Alasa police station. I do work in there. I have friends there, and we flow, we relate. So I can tell you that they too, they are stepping up their games, but they know that they are also at a greater risk if they don't step up their game. Because the criminal out there is advancing his game.
All right, gentlemen, we'll have to go. But my boy asked a question, and I think you should all give us your input here. He says, please ask your guests the implications of Nigerians now in the ranks of ISIS.
Well, ISIS has been recruiting
globally,
the world over,
everywhere, and then of course we had the recent report where the son of a former Chief Justice went to join ISIS. But then there's another interesting thing that's happening. BH, because of the new allegiance pledge to ISIS, they are also sending people in there for cross training. So we don't know whether some BH elements are staying back to fight for ISIS, or whether they are even attracting more elements from here. Either way, it's a concern, but that they are targeting, recruiting Nigerians, and then we have our local terrorist group also trying to work with them. So I don't think there's a response for that, perhaps just for the Nigerian authorities to be aware that they are aware. I know they are aware, but to even be more aware that there's a problem in this regard, and that our people, the de-radicalization program must be intensified, even in the jails, because that is the primary point for radicalization. In the jails, then the children of a lot of well-to-do people are getting sucked into this, ISIS nonsense, and we should really, talk it down so that people will know that there's no future in it.
In addition to that, the recruitment is a global issue. It's not a local issue. As they're getting people from Nigeria, they're getting from everywhere. Now, this one came into limelight because of the pedigree of the young man. If he was nobody's son, he would have just gone like that and nobody would have known. Okay? Like Raleigh said, at the local level here, authorities should raise the awareness and do more radicalization of people. That's why at all times I talk of public enlightenment. There is no stop to it. You can't go too far in educating the people, in enlightening them, in exposing them to information and letting them know how things should be or how they ought to be, as against what should not be.
Yeah, and that's also part of why we're talking about intelligence. It's a 247 thing. The police should begin to also investigate all the young people who are traveling in and out of the country. Where are they going to? Even some of the children of our rich parents, where they are in universities outside the country, the police should also have a track record of some of these things. Nigerians should also watch what their children do. Many parents don't know where their children are and what they are doing.
Thank you very much. Dr. Ena Ikomu, security expert.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Olade Inde Ario, security practitioner.
Whether you like it or not.
Mr. Emeka Wane, member of the Presidential Committee on Police Reforms and also a security practitioner, right? Thank you for coming, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
Sunrise will be back shortly for the home stretch. Please don't go away.